JR, a 3-2 win against Niagara Ice Dogs, your second win in as many as days. As always, curious to get your thoughts on what happened out there.
Yeah, that we were good. They were good all night. Last few minutes, I thought we didn't manage the puck very well. Gave them a few chances. But I thought we controlled the game. Their goalie played a heck of a game. It seems like the last few times the guys have come in here, the goalies have come in here, they've stood on their head, and their guys stopped a lot of pucks tonight. So, yeah, we hit a couple posts. We didn't give up a heck of a lot. A couple of breakdowns, and that's what the goals were. So, yeah, I was happy with the effort. I was happy with the execution. Until the last 3 or 4 minutes, we didn't manage it very well.
With that win Thursday and today, how do you guys keep the momentum going into Sunday's game against Ottawa?
Build off it, right? Build off it, start feeling good about it again. And we played a pretty good game yesterday. Built off that today. I thought we were really good today, and I thought we'll have practice tomorrow, short, hard practice, just to fix a couple of things that we need to do and build off it to get going again on Sunday against Ottawa.
You're coming off a game where you had those 3 goals in 65 seconds. I know Niagara scored late today. Didn't seem like too much of a threat afterwards, but did it take a little bit of a reminder to these guys that games can turn pretty quickly? Like we saw for the better line.
I told them at the time, the TV timeout, and we don't want to get into one-shot games. And today we made it difficult on ourselves at the end. They didn't quit, and we shut it down there at the end. So it was good.
And in terms of the last 2 or 3 games, a player like Zach Lavoie has been scoring a lot of big goals for you, especially of course 2 last night in that 4-goal third period to come back and win against Barrie. I'm curious to ask you about how you feel about his development right now. As I remember the last time we talked, you mentioned how you felt he was a bit overconfident coming into the season. And how do you feel his mentality on the ice is now compared to?
Yeah, it's just a matter of him playing with confidence, right? In the GTHL, in his draft year, he was a top scorer. And in the past 7 or 8 years, what our guys have told me is that the person that leads that league in scoring in the draft year does really well in this league. So it's just about him just being confident within himself out on the ice, and he's going to score. If he doesn't play confident, turn pucks over and backing away from things, then it's not going to work. But he's been playing better much lately, more confident. That's all it is. It's just confidence.
I guess we could talk about, too, one of your other prospects, Mason Zabeski, who has 2 points tonight with the Oakville Blades in Ontario Junior Hockey League. When you drafted him, what were some of the things you liked about his game?
Zab he's a strong player. He had a good camp with us. He almost stuck with us. Big player. He's hard on a puck, and he plays with good speed. So yeah, that's what we saw in him. He's played on a winning team, and we look forward to seeing him at camp in the fall. Yeah, should be a good one.
And in terms of tonight, we saw through the line combinations that you're continuing to mix it up a bit, trying to find those effective combinations to potentially sustain with. In terms of from what you've been seeing through that process, how are you feeling with that?
There's bits and pieces that I like. You're looking for a pair. Each time you're looking for a pair that works well together, and then you plug in the other pieces. So February for me was going to be experiment time, and we got one more game left in February, and after that it's go time, and you'll see a lot of the same pairs. Delbell and Harding, right? So maybe Uberti Pruder, maybe Beck Lavoie, that type of thing. You'll see pairs, and then other guys plugged in that are going. But it's something that we could do this year. I've done it in the past earlier on, but that was really to find something that can work to help us win. But we know, how we have to play to win. Now we just got to find the right pairs.
I know that Beck and Lavoie, they started separately tonight.
Yes.
I can't recall if that's been like a new thing or if you've done it for a few games, but how was that experiment going?
Yeah, so what I do, course of the game, there's penalties, there's TV timeouts, and you start moving things around so that you can get to where you want to get to. And we got to it, and they scored a goal, so I just left them together. Schwind, Lavoie, and Beck.
All right, so my first question
So then I just left them together after that. So Vetch is just coming back from an injury, so didn't know how much he could go back-to-back nights, but he did pretty well tonight and looked strong with Ubi and Kruger there. So yeah.
And lastly, upcoming for Sunday's game against Dave Cameron's Ottawa 67s, what do you think the keys to victory are moving forward, coming off of 2 back-to-back wins?
Yeah, again, it's more about how we play, and we've got to pressure pucks. We've got to pressure pucks up ice, so that our D can get up ice and stop plays through the neutral zone. Our whole thing is to force dump-ins and stop them before our blue line, and that can only happen if our forwards are moving their feet and pressuring up ice to create stretch passes that our D can read and get on. So we'll have to get on them.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Okay.
There we go. Well, Owen, congrats on the 3-2 win against Niagara Ice Dogs. In terms of your own performance tonight, how'd you feel out there?
I felt pretty good. Felt like I played a solid 2-way game. Didn't give up too many chances against, and I was fortunate enough to win it tonight.
So, Owen, big win today, big win yesterday. What's the keys of momentum going into Sunday's game against the Ottawa 67s?
Yeah, we kind of get out of this little bit of slump that we've had. We've gotten back 2 wins now, and we need to keep going and kind of push towards the playoffs now, and really keep our sights set on that.
Just with the top prospects game, it's obviously some exciting news. You've had some time to absorb it, but how are you feeling about entering that?
Yeah, super excited. I mean, not many guys get the chance to do that. So the fact that my name was, in that conversation and I'm getting the chance this year, I'm extremely honored and super excited.
In terms of individual goals, I imagine that might be amongst them, as well as getting drafted into the NHL, and of course those play secondary to the team's success, as we've alluded to before. But did you enter the season with any other individual goals you sort of kept on the back burner?
Not necessarily. I just wanted to contribute as much as I could for this team. We've obviously had some great success, and that's definitely contributed to my success individually. So just kind of keeping that going is my main focus right now, and moving into the playoffs, as I said.
What did you and Luca say to each other when you got the news? I'm sure with your success, maybe it was kind of expected.
Yeah, it was just a couple of congratulations and well-deserved sort of thing. We both had good seasons up until this point, and it's nice to kind of get that as a bit of a reward, or as a bit of notice for our success this year.
So the Steelheads are now 6 points ahead of the North Bay and Hamilton for first in the Eastern Conference. Did you guys think that at any point this season you guys would be at where you are right now?
Yeah, so coming into the year, we were kind of the underdogs, if you will. But yeah, we started out a little bit rocky, but as soon as we picked things up, we kind of knew that was our place, and we kept fighting for it. As I mentioned, we've had a little bit of a rough streak, but we're looking to get back to it and playing the way we play normally. So we're just going to keep things rolling.
It looks like you're kind of pulling yourself out of that hole that you alluded to. Has that experience taught you anything, like trying to overcome that kind of losing streak at this level of hockey?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the perfect time, to be going through that sort of thing. Facing a bit of adversity is expected in a season. You can't go through a year without, any sort of setbacks or challenges. So, at this point in the year, it's a good time to have that, and we can learn from it and carry it into the playoffs if it ever comes up again, and we know how to overcome it, which is huge.
The stretch of the schedule now where you're facing some of those middle of the pack teams, or maybe even ones that are still battling for a playoff spot, so you know how hard they're going to work. Have you had that kind of experience at previous levels where you're a top team and you're facing off against teams that are really battling?
Yeah, absolutely. I was lucky enough to be on a good team in minor hockey in Quinny. We were the top team in the league, and we had to face some teams that were in that position, battling for a playoff spot. So, I've had a bit of that experience, and I'm sure many other guys have as well, coming from the teams that they came from. So yeah, we all know what it's like, and we need to just keep playing the way we normally do, and
guess, does it feel any differently at this level, or do you just draw on your experiences from the past, like you're saying?
Yeah, it's obviously you know, a little bit harder to come up against those teams. You know, everybody in this league can beat anybody on any given night. So you know, we got to keep that in mind, and like I said, just keep playing to our game, to our strengths.
Great, awesome.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Owen.
Thanks, Owen.